welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I'm Sarah Joy, and today is Tea Tuesday, episode 18. I have a lot of tea to spill with you, so let's go make our tea, and then we'll come back and tell you what's been going on in my life. Today I am doing my Snow White tea that I got last week. It's an apple flavored white tea, so I'm super excited about it. I do have it in this lovely Royal Albert cup. I chose this cup today because it popped up in my Facebook memories that I got this cup 10 years ago. So that is really kind of cool. As soon as it's done steeping, we'll go sit down and we'll spill the tea after I sweeten it. But again, it's the Snow White tea. This is a Harney and Sons tea. You, I believe, can buy it on their website, but I did get it at Disney Springs. So I'm really excited to try it. All right, let's go spill the tea. I'm gonna let that tea cool just a little bit because it's super hot and I just got done doing my second workout of the day, so I am not in the mood for something really hot. So we're gonna let that cool down just a little bit before I take a sip, but I'm excited about it. All right, so what has been going on in my life in the past week? I feel that it's been a very big, busy week. Lots has happened, lots is going on, lots is coming up this week as far as my information about my health journey. So I'm really excited to share all that with you. So today is 1 week of having my new car, and I am so blessed to be able to just have it and drive myself to work. It added a lot of expense to our budget. Our budget is now absolutely maxed out, but it needed to be done. And I am just blessed that I was able to get the car that I got. It worked out perfectly. It's basically a brand new car. I love her. I've already put almost 500 miles on the car, just enjoying driving around and going and doing those things. So it's been amazing. The day after I got her, I did have a blowout in the tire. I should have caught the tire issue before I left the dealership because I noticed that the low pressure sensor for the tire was on after we left. And I was like, oh, I'll just put air in the tire because that's what you do, right? You just put air in the tire. And I said, well, if it's low again in the morning, we'll know that there's like a hole or a leak or something like that. Well, I drive the next morning after putting air in it. It was fine, had no problem. I hear a pop and my car goes whoop. So I pulled over the side of the road and had a flat. Luckily, Matt was home that day and he was able to come and rescue me because when he went to change my tire, we realized I didn't have a tire iron either for taking the lug nuts off. But we got it up to the dealership, we got it fixed, nothing went bad there. They just took care of it, gave me a new tire, gave me the lug wrench and everything that I needed. So that has been amazing. The first day I drove myself to work, I left like right after Matt left, and I was at work an hour and a half early, and I was like, I could have timed this better, but it's all right. I'm getting used to it, so I'm enjoying it. One of the other big things about why getting the car was so important was it's my job at Disney. And I talked to lots of people. I prayed long and hard, but I did decide to go ahead and get a workers' comp lawyer because this is the third time my hand has been injured at Disney, and it's been almost 2 months and I'm still having issues with it, still having issues with my elbow. Part of me is really concerned that I'm going to need to have surgery on my right hand, especially now that my left hand is also acting up. We know without a shadow of a doubt that it is carpal tunnel in my right hand and likely in my left hand as well. He just hasn't done some of the extra testing. The reason I went to get the lawyer is because my leaders are doing things that are just not cool in a lot of ways. I got in trouble the other day at work for breaking my restrictions, which I actually did not do. I did make a mistake that day and I fessed it up. I said, I accidentally grabbed the left brace instead of the right brace. My doctor does want me to only wear my braces at night. I cannot make it through a day at work without a brace on my right hand. I'm okay on the left hand, but I can't do it on the right hand. And my restrictions state clearly that I am okay to wear a brace, not must wear a brace. But because I didn't have my brace and I admitted I made a mistake, I got yelled at for breaking my restrictions. There's other little things that have been going on as well, like doctors telling me, oh, you need to leave your job, you need to be doing this, oh, carpal tunnel's not gonna be covered by workers' comp. It absolutely 100% is. So there was just lots of hinky little things in combination with me having this injury again, and each time I've hurt my wrist, it has gotten worse. So I'm done. I am making sure that I get looked after, I get taken care of, and I come first. The downside of hiring a lawyer, which is not even really a downside anymore now that I've sat with it for a couple weeks, is that I will not be allowed to keep my job at Disney. Once my arm is recovered and the lawsuit is settled, I will be terminated. So I will never be able to work for Disney again, which I'm okay with. It's not what I want to do anymore. I love my job working in Zahvi's workshop, and I'm going to miss it so much. But all the other added stress, all the other things, all the other times that I've tried to get promoted and haven't gotten promoted because they use previous injuries, or the fact that I've been open about mental health issues, not necessarily just my own, just I've been open about mental health issues, and I've struggled in the past trying to help younger cast members just to know, like, hey, go get support, go talk to people. So I've been encouraging all of that, doing what I do best with the psych degree, which is letting people know that it is important to take care of your mental health. But because I've been open about that, and I've been open about the fact that I struggled with mental health in the past, they have used that multiple times to deny me a promotion. And I'm not okay with that. They do it so subtly that they just say, oh, you're just not chosen, here's your feedback, you're great, but we just don't feel that we should stress you out that much, considering your history. And those are all too far in the past to really pursue, but they should not have been said. And I just kind of, at the time, I just dealt with it because I was like, I still want to move up. But I'm never going to be able to move up in this company. They don't really see my value. I am too old, honestly, is what it comes down to. They give the 20s, the 21s, 22, 23-year-olds all get all the promotions. It's very rare for someone over the age of 30 to get any kind of promotion, and it's not right. But I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's scary though, because I don't know exactly my time frame for when I'm going to be terminated. I know that it's probably within the next 4 to 5 months, and I'm giving myself until the middle of August to just kind of relax and focus on my health and getting things taken care of. But starting in August, I have got to start looking for a job. And we were a one-car family. So I was hoping that I could find something local that I could walk in with in walking distance, and there are options. But my daughter brought up a good point, because she tried for almost a year to find a job within walking distance. She got interviews at companies that are within walking distance, but they were for other stores. So even if I apply to them, I am not guaranteed that I'm going to get a job. So I needed to have the car in order to get a job. It was a catch-22. It was not what we intended to do. We were hoping to put off doing a car because we wanted to move out of our apartment next year. But now that we have pushed the car forward, we are definitely not moving out of our apartment next year. But we had to set our priorities straight the best that we could. So I don't get to move, but that's okay. I will make the best of this apartment and make the best of what is coming. I'm looking forward to having less stress, but I am definitely nervous about finding a job. With my autism, I don't interview well, despite the fact that I have a good resume. The good thing is I will have, by the time I leave, I'll have worked at Disney for over 5 years. So I will have a nice long work history, which will be good. And I'm in a better position now than I was 5 years ago, when I was mostly a stay-at-home mom and I had a couple sporadic jobs here and there that I picked up when we needed to work. but I now have consistent employment, so that will be helpful, and hopefully having Disney on my resume will also be helpful. Hopefully I won't get asked too many questions about why I left Disney, because that could raise a red flag with a new company, which could also make it harder for me to get employed. But like I said, I have to do what is best for me and take care of me, because I am the only one that can do that. Oh wow, that is delicious tea. I love white tea. It's so light and fruity. All right, I am gonna open my notebook. So I have started my 5,000 step challenge, or 5 million step challenge, which is gonna take me a year. It's a lot, but it's going well. I took Ghost with me today, and if you wanna follow along on that journey, it's going to be on my TikTok, which you can see the link is on my website, and I'll try to leave it down below as well. And it's going to be on shorts here on YouTube, so I will keep that content there. I'm going to be earning prizes along the way. I may have already ordered my first prize. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be my first prize or if I'm just going to order something else, but we'll see. What I am most excited about is that Friday, because today is the 2nd of July, July 5th is my 2-year Ketoversary. So I will have been keto for 2 years. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to insert some photos here of just showing the past photos from the past 2 years, from where I started to where I am now. So let's go ahead and show you those. So as you can see, a lot has changed. I do want to take the opportunity to share a little bit more about my journey from where I started to where I am now, and how things are going, what my goals and stuff like that are. Especially since there are some newer viewers, so you may not be aware of my story. So when I struggled with weight a little bit as a kid, and mostly as a teenager. I went up and down, up and down, up and down, and never got really heavy. But when I met my husband and I got pregnant, it was the first time that I had been away from home, had the first time that I had access to buying my own food and doing my own things. And well, I did not take very good care of myself at all. I ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and it showed. I gained well over 100 pounds when I was pregnant with my daughter, my oldest daughter. And that just set my 20s, because I was 20 when I gave birth to her. It just set the tone. I know the day after she was, or about a week after she was born, I was 222 pounds. I continued to gain weight, had my second daughter, and continued to gain weight. And through this whole process, I've done some ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. I've done low carb, I've done Atkins, I've done Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers, or not Jenny Craig, I did Weight Watchers. I've tried the cabbage soup diet. I have done so many different forms of diets. At one point, I think we're looking at like almost 10 years ago now, I got up to the highest number I saw on the scale. I know I was over this weight number, but I don't know by how much. But the highest number I saw on the scale was 295 pounds. At that time, I also got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I really just wanted to take my health more serious. And I did pretty good because I decided to do Trim Healthy Mama, which is carb cycling. And for some people, they do fantastic with carb cycling. I found that I just stuck mostly with the low carb side of Trim Healthy Mama, and I was very successful at that. I lost down to 222 pounds. Got a job in a bakery. Stress, life, all that kind of stuff got in the way, and I ditched those eating habits. And then for a while, after we moved, I lost a bunch of weight because I was moving and walking more and all that kind of stuff. And then I started creeping slowly back up. I tried carnivore, I tried low carb, and while I enjoyed carnivore and I did sustain it for 8 months solid, it is not sustainable long-term for me. I love the freedom of eating carnivore, and depending on the season and where I'm at in the year, I tend to eat mostly carnivore anyway. Right now, it's summer, it's hot, I'm wanting lighter foods, I'm wanting vegetables and things like that, so I do eat those more in the summertime. But I continued and I gained all the way back up to 295. And I was just about there at the beginning of my keto journey 2 years ago. It was very, very close. I think I was 290 when I started. But I know I was over 300 pounds. Well, when I started keto, I was type 2 diabetic again because I had reversed it and I got it back because, of course, I didn't stick with the lifestyle. I had found what works, but I didn't sustain it. And this time when I took on keto, I knew that it had to be my lifestyle for the rest of my life because I was just going to keep gaining the weight and I was just going to keep being diabetic and pre-diabetic and all those things and still have those health issues. So it needed to change. So I did it. And at that time, I was working very closely with my doctor, and my doctor suggested that I go on Ozempic. I started on Ozempic for a couple months, and then he switched me to Mounjaro. I was not too keen on this at first, but he was like, it can really help you manage your diabetes and help you lose some weight. So he wore me down, and he got me in a program where thankfully I did not have to pay anything out of pocket for these items. But I wish I had had more information because he kept upping my dose and upping my dose and upping my dose to the point where I was constantly nauseous, constantly having stomach trouble, and some of it was very severe stomach trouble. I got to the point where I could eat 2 eggs a day. It was not good. And then when I tried to talk to him about it, he's like, well, you can never come off this medication. You are going to be on it for the rest of your life. I was not okay with that answer. I was not okay with not being able to eat. I was not okay with being nauseous and having stomach pain all the time from this medication that was ruining my life. Around the same time, I also discovered research and how this medication works. It works by allowing your body to create new fat cells. So in the process of losing weight, I was gaining fat cells. And I was losing muscle mass because it causes muscle mass loss. For me, I just cannot support that. That is not a healthy way to lose weight. It's just not. It's not okay to make people sick. It's not okay to make people think that they are losing weight for healthy. And they are losing weight, but they are still gaining fat and fat cells. My fat mass index has increased since taking it, despite a reduction in weight. But I say all this to say that I'm very proud of where I am now. I chose to stop the medication This was what was right for me. My doctor was not going to help me. I wish my doctor was more supportive, because I would have done what he had recommended and getting me off the medication if he would done it. But he didn't. So I had to make the best choice for me, and I went against medical advice, and I have not been back to the doctor since. And it's been a year, or almost a year. But one nice thing that I was messing around, I think it was Instagram or TikTok, I was watching reels and stuff like that, and one popped up about what happens when people stop Ozempic and don't take it for life. They gain all their weight back within the first year. I am here to say that keto and a proper human diet works. It absolutely works. Last year, when I weighed in, I was 218 pounds. Right about the time that I stopped Ozempic, which was at the end of July, so we're almost a year out, I had gotten down to 210 pounds. Today, where I stand, I am at 224 pounds. I have maintained a weight loss of 75 pounds. I have gained 5.9 pounds. That's it since stopping the medication. Now, I have had a roller coaster. I've gone up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down all year. Sometimes I was a little bit higher, sometimes I was a little bit lower, but for the most part, I've been trending right here at about 222 pounds. Just right in that general area. That should tell you the power that is in keto, because I didn't gain my weight back. And that was one thing my doctor said was going to happen to me. He says, you're going to gain it all back. I have not. Am I where I want to be with my weight? No. And I have definitely had a year where I have struggled. I struggled coming off the medication. I struggled getting back to eating a healthy amount of food. I struggled with stress. I struggled with, my sister got cancer this year, and that was a lot. I've struggled with now my injury and work stress, and all these things have taken place in my life. But I've maintained 71 pounds lost for a year. For a year. So when you look at the big picture of the things, the fact that I gained less than 6 pounds this year is insignificant. I am slowly starting to go down. The last 2 months, I have lost a total of 2 pounds. I've not really tried to lose weight. This is just weight that's coming off just for doing what I'm doing. And I also know that my stress is super high, so it's going to inhibit that. Part of my July challenge is I am doing a Keto Chow challenge. And I do want this as a jump start to weight loss, because one, I want to make sure I'm getting enough nutrition, because I've been under eating in the past couple months because it's hard to hold a fork. And I've been in pain and I've been stressed out, and I don't like to eat when I'm stressed. Which when I'm emotional, I do eat, but stress upsets my stomach, so I just don't eat. So by doing the Keto Chow and doing 2 shakes and a meal, it allowed me to hopefully be in a little bit of a deficit and a period of cut, because I do want to jumpstart my weight loss, and then I want to cycle through where I have smaller periods of cuts, then I have a recovery and cuts and recovery and cuts and recovery, because I still have 100 pounds that I want to lose. This is not a little bit of weight. Am I happy where I'm at and how my life is going? Absolutely. I wouldn't change it. I could stay here probably forever and be relatively healthy, except I want more and I can do more. It's just going to take me time, and I realize that it's not going to be a quick journey, and that is fine. I mean, I didn't gain it overnight. I gained about 100 pounds in a real short period of time. Well, guess what? I lost almost 100 pounds in a real short time, and I've maintained that. So now it's time to put the focus back on losing the next chunk. So moving forward into year 3 of keto for me, I set the goal that I want to lose between 30 and 40 pounds. If I lose more, fantastic. If I lose less, that's okay too. But I think that with all the movement, because my goal this year is to be active with no excuses. I have the eating down. I know how to eat. I know how to fuel my body. But now I've got to get the consistent movement down. So I picked walking and my 5 million steps because I can do that with no excuses. I can't do push-ups right now. I can't do lifting weights or anything like that. And that could be going forward for several more months now. When I get to the point that I can do it, I am looking forward to doing it. But I had to choose something that I can do right now, where I'm at right now. And that was walking. And it's going to be a significant challenge because I have to walk 14,000 steps a day. This is almost 7 miles every single day. And it's going to get harder once I am no longer at Disney because of how much I have to walk at Disney, where I clock in and all that kind of stuff. So I have to put the effort and the energy in now so that when I'm no longer at Disney, I still have the time and the energy to go ahead and do the movement that I need to do. But it's good. It's going to be great. To be consistent is my goal. And I've been consistent with my eating, although there's times, I'm not gonna lie, that I have wanted to throw it all out the door and give up because it's tough. But that's not the right mindset. Don't give up when it's tough. When it's tough, that's the reason to stick with it. But that does not mean that I don't waver and I don't struggle, because I absolutely do. There's days, I'm not kidding, I just want to give up. I just want to be done, and I'm tired of fighting so hard. I feel like that's all I do is fight and struggle. It's getting better because I am able to go out and enjoy life and do things that I wasn't able to do before. The past couple months with my arm have been very difficult for me because I can't do a lot of the things that I like to do and enjoy doing. I can't be spinning my yarn. I'm not working on knitting. I'm not working on crocheting. I haven't touched my loom in almost a year. I wasn't even walking Ghost because he pulls because he's a puppy and he's full of energy and we're still working on training. I've changed that because I bought a hands-free leash and now he can go with me and we're working on that. I've had to adapt things. I've done a lot of reading because it's something that I enjoy doing and can still doing. But my whole life has shifted and I need to get back to working on my goals. So I'm doing that and I'm so excited and I'm looking forward to how this next year is going to go and seeing where I will end up in a year from now. But I know I can never give up. But my goal weight is to get down to about 125 pounds. I may never get there, but that's my desire. I could change my mind at 160 or 150 or even 145 and just be like, you know what? I'm good right here. But where I'm sitting now, I know I am not where I want to be, and I want to work harder to get closer to where I want to be. So I'm going to do that. So that's pretty much all that has gone on this week in my life, this past week, and what I'm looking forward to and things that are in the works and moving forward. But what I do want to mention, which is super exciting, is I have mentioned several times that we're going to do a giveaway as soon as we get to 500 subscribers. We're very, very close. As of recording this, I am at 553 subscribers. So thank you all for subscribing and tuning in to watch my health journey. If you guys could share and help spread the word, that would be amazing. And once we get to that 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a video and I'm going to be giving away a jar to make some butter mayo in. I have a teacup set aside for you. You're going to get some tea as well as a couple packets of keto chow. So these are just going to be some of the things that I love in my keto journey, and I'm going to be sharing it with you. Well, I have had one keto chow shake today and I'm starving. So it's time for me to go and make some food, and I will probably have food and a creamy for dessert. But I need to do it because I am hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching my journey, and all the comments have been amazing. I'm loving to get to know you guys. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this and follow along with my health journey, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification, because I do upload at least 5 new videos each and every week. I hope you have a wonderful and joyful day. Bye for now.